Okay, we're going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. Not going to do the emergency announcement. Do you know how to get out of here if we have an emergency? Okay, everybody else should know that. I will read the call. The Blount County Government Insurance Committee will hold a special called meeting on Tuesday, November 13th, 2018 at 5 p.m. in room 430 of the Blount County Courthouse, Maryville, Tennessee. The purpose of the meeting will be to elect a chairperson and a vice chair, setting of the agenda, public input on items on the agenda, approval of minutes, stop-loss carrier renewal, setting of the next meeting, and adjournment. At this time, I will open up the floor for nominations for chairperson.
Mr. Anderson.
Second.
Are there any other nominations?
Cease nomination stop. Make a motion, nomination stop.
2 votes, 1 abstain.
You're getting ganged up on.
He's okay.
Okay, Jody, if you'll do a roll call vote.
We can do it.
So you want to do just one like this one then?
We have to do that for
Okay.
this.
Jared Anderson,
Abstain.
Commissioner Carver, Commissioner Crowe,
Jared Anderson.
Commissioner Hammondtree, Commissioner Stinnett.
That's a yes.
All right, Mr. Anderson, Commissioner Anderson, you are the new chairman for the insurance committee. Yes.
All right, so now I check them all. Start.
Give us just a minute to get, oh, let me get my pocketbook out.
Do what? She's just got it on for right now.
Yeah, I've got it on.
Start it.
Okay, and hit your roll call. And over there, and mark your members present. And then record.
Election.
Election of vice chair, okay. Have a seat and I'll come back. And that you can use for the agenda too.
Okay.
And I've got one too if you need it.
All right, we will now open the floor to nominations for vice chair of the committee.
We'll have to nominate someone who's not here.
You can defend himself.
I don't think that you can. I don't think that the commission rules, unless you have a letter from that person stating that they will do it.
Dodd Crowe, I'm nominating.
I'll second that. All right, Dodd Crowe is nominated and seconded. Are there any other nominations? All right, we'll close nominations and we will vote by roll call on the nomination of Dodd Crowe.
Do you want me to do it just the announcements again? Or do it up here? Commissioner Stinnett,
Yes.
Commissioner Crowe,
Abstain.
Commissioner Anderson.
Yes.
Okay.
This is a railroad job.
All right, I declared,
The resource committee so that we can keep up with.
yeah.
Oh, well, that's
Oh,
good.
that would work, yeah.
All right, I declare Dodd Crowe is now the vice chairman. We'll move on to the next item on the agenda, which is the setting of the agenda.
I move.
Second.
All right, let me sign in.
I think so, yes.
They won't let me sign in.
It won't? Hey, Gay. Gay.
Am
It
I
won't let
signed
her
out over
sign
there?
in, it won't let him sign in on this
Can you
side.
sign me out over there, Tom?
Want to sign you out?
Yeah, sign that.
Did not know how to do that. Now try. Okay.
Good deal.
All right, we have a motion to set the agenda and a second. So now we will vote to set the agenda. All right, did that,
Should pop up for us to vote.
there we go. All right, that motion passes. We will now move on to public input on items on the agenda. Is there any public input on items on the agenda? Seeing none, we will move on to the approval of the minutes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of the November? There is a motion. Is there a second? All right, all in favor of approving the minutes, please vote. All right, the minutes are approved. We will move on to the next item, which is the stop-loss carrier renewal. Who is going to be recognized on that?
I'd like to recognize Cole from CBIZ.
All right, come on up.
We don't need to put it on the floor. Go ahead. It's the same one you give it, right?
And it should be in your documents.
I've already,
Okay.
Let me push the podium button.
Yeah. We should have numbers. As of 10 minutes ago, I received an email saying that they have a 3-day turnaround time for the medical claim review. We got the last reports from the carriers last night, which we sent over, so they received it this morning. So 3 days from today is when we expect to have official firm reports. The initial review based on without the details, the underwriter was saying illustratively she doesn't expect a change. But obviously it's possible from the data, but not likely. All right.
Okay, any questions?
on this chart you have, and we're talking about the rebates if we have another good year. Why do we not have that as one of the columns?
It's based on a percentage after like a profit margin after the administration expenses, so it doesn't have, I wouldn't be able to tell you the exact number, but I would say what I was told earlier, if that provision was on the policy this year, it would have amounted to around $75,000 based on your claims.
Does any one of those other ones do that same, just this company?
Yeah, and it was something that we had to negotiate on for this carrier because we were trying to push a different company that did have that provision. They didn't have the actual rates. And so the carrier's kind of given us an exception to add that to the policy this year out of the threat of leaving.
And when we receive these numbers, that's written in the policy.
It's written in the policy, right?
How do
It'll be
we
in the
determine, will you be able to determine if we've met those goals?
Yes, I will. At the
It won't be them, it'll be,
I'll be able to be a second set of eyes based on claims data. Yep.
so we're going to sacrifice, we're betting, if we look at, if I can get this to work right, because we have a bid of 490,000, which is 40,000 less than what we're going to pay. And we're betting that we have another good year and that we'll get 75. So we'll be 30,000 to the good.
Yeah, it's kind of, it is rolling the dice, but it'd be, the way that I kind of liken it to would be just like rolling the dice if you were to increase the deductible from 300 to 350 or whatever. So we are betting that we're going to have another good year in hopes. Obviously,
So
anything could happen that could change that, but as of right now, we're betting that we're going to have a good year.
So our consultant's telling us to gamble. Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, I'm going to call for a motion a motion to approve Partner Re America as the carrier.
Unless changes, is that the way we'll do it?
Cole, is that your recommendation?
So will you read back the motion, please?
We don't have a motion yet. So if one of you wants to push the motion button and make a motion, then we'll have a motion.
I will push the motion button if y'all coach me on what the motion is. I think I know, but let's make sure. So we're going to recommend that we go with this group unless the numbers Coulter's gets in the next 3 days doesn't change. Right. I think we probably could word it better than I worded it there.
As written.
Go with the recommended suggestion unless the recent numbers change.
The estimated numbers.
Unless the estimated numbers change.
So is it the deductible changing? Is that what the rate, the numbers?
The numbers on this chart right here. The stop loss market, what do you call it, chart? I can't find it. My screen won't show it all. What's that chart called?
Just a stop loss
Estimates.
specific, yeah.
Stop loss estimate.
And you're actually recommending the provider, right? Unless it's so, go with the suggested stop loss provider, or do we want to say carrier?
Carrier.
Stop loss carrier. That's a scary motion. Hold on, let's think it through.
We've already discussed this. If the numbers don't change, we're good. But if the numbers change, one number change, we got to come back and revisit this.
So currently have stay with the current stop loss carrier at the current specific rate provided. It's the same one that we've got right now. isn't it? Not part of the
Right.
rate,
Right, it's the same. And I'll second it.
Yes. Stay with the current stop loss carrier at the current specific rate provided on the chart. I got the word backwards.
We need to discuss when we get there real quick. If it takes 3 days, we're going to vote on this tomorrow, Thursday night, right?
No, this is next month.
Okay.
That's the reason I'm
Okay.
was concerned about us doing it. We could wait, but that's okay. We're here, let's do it. But if it's not, let's see, what's the day? This is Tuesday. If we don't have those numbers by Friday, this motion's dead. Is everybody on the same page?
Has she got that in her motion?
Is that what you want me to put in that motion? By Friday?
Friday, 5 o'clock Friday, closing time Friday.
How would that work as far as, do we need a reading for that, or is it just through email that I sent it out?
Oh, you sent it, yeah.
Now,
As long as she's got it in her, you've got it on your email.
the original discussion was, we need this by such and such time.
To put it on the agenda meeting for next month.
It's kind of crazy for us to go ahead and do it without the numbers. Because if he don't have it done by Friday,
We're
this
gonna-
is null and void and we have the meeting again, correct?
Right.
But the expectation is that's not going to happen. Right?
It's expectation.
Because to me, it looks a little crazy to be making a motion on numbers that you don't have.
Well, the deal is,
We have illustrative rates.
Right, it's not blank numbers, those are the rates, and we're making that those rates are.
Okay.
but the deal is, we're here now.
And
If,
so we
if
don't-
it, if the numbers show up by Friday at closing time, we don't have to meet again. If the numbers don't show up, we've got to meet again. Matter of
Right.
fact, it goes back to HR.
All right, so the motion states, stay with the current stop-loss carrier at the current specific rate provided on chart that, or the estimate of the chart provided unless the rates change by closing date of Friday.
Let's put the date, November 16th. All right. We have our motion. Any amendments to the motion? Any discussion? All right. Did it disappear?
Yes, because I clicked motion. Will it go back? I can't go back on this one. Sorry, my fault. I clicked motion.
Got cold. It got cold out there.
Oh, it's winter time.
I had busted it today.
It's 25 in Missouri or something.
Sorry, what was that, 16th?
Mm-hmm. 16th.
Stay with current stop-loss carrier with rates presented on chart unless the rates change by Friday, November 18th. I'm not took a motion again.
All right, we have our motion. We are going to call the vote. So vote yes to approve, vote no not to approve.
I'm not gonna copy it to you. Start motion, stop, record.
I think record.
Because if I do this, like I did the last time, it goes away.
We've already got the motion. There we go. If I could start voting, there we go. All right, that motion passes. That will be forwarded unless we have to meet again. And so we'll go on to the setting of the next meeting. Do we have any information on the next meeting?
What I would like to recommend is that we just set this meeting to meet directly after each HR committee meeting.
I like it.
Do we need to vote on it or just say yeah?
And we can always cancel it if we don't need the insurance committee right after the HR. Because I've got 5 days to,
That way we don't have to come.
correct.
All right. So that'll just be the plan. All right. That was the last thing on our agenda, so I will stand for a motion to adjourn.
So move.
All in favor? All right. We are adjourned.
Thank you all.